Hey, onesies, Josh Williams here, and thanks for checking out this week's episode of the One Man Podcast. It's always free and available on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, and many more, as well as on the web at onemanpodcast.com. So please, whatever platform you're listening on, like and subscribe. While you're at it, give it a rating, leave a review. Why? Because it helps the podcast, and I'd really appreciate it. How about that? What about social media? Search One Man Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to keep up with what's going on there. Get a little extra content for yourself. And finally, to get in touch, please send your emails to contact@onemanpodcast.com. You send it, I read it on the podcast. That's the deal. Thanks for listening, guys, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode.
Hi, this is Rick Mercer. You're listening to the One Man Podcast.
Yeah!
It's Josh Williams, and welcome to the One Man Podcast, episode number 137 for Wednesday, December 25th, 2019. How's it going, onesies? Are you asking yourself, hey, wait a second, December 25th, I didn't get a notification on December 25th there was a new episode of the One Man Podcast? Well, that's because it wasn't available then. It is late on December 27th, and I have been sick. Very sick for days, and I'm still catching my breath just from walking down the hall and going to bed. How about that? Excuse me. I'm sure you can tell already that I'm recording on the handheld, which means it's going to be a weak episode. I'm like a deadbeat dad, guys. I'm showing up late with a subpar gift. But anyone who tunes into this podcast later in life, they'll be like, hey, I mean, the podcast hosting site says that it came out on December 25th. Oh, the magic of backdating, huh? Anyways, gang, I'll tell you about my week. It's almost 2 weeks now. I'm going to be recording this and then have to record another one in like 2 days. So there won't be much to tell you. I'll try to leave, maybe I'll leave most of this week out and just tell you what I got up to before Christmas Day. So, last week, I went to Kingston. And did, what did I do? I did an outdoor activation in the super fucking cold. Probably the reason I got sick. You know what I mean? I was a driver, and I had to get up real early Thursday morning and go pick up the rental. Oh man, I'm not going to name the rental company because the process was a nightmare. So I guess that particular Thursday was like a record day for rentals. So I'm trying to remember if I did anything Wednesday night. I'm going to grab my phone here. See what I can recall from that. Sorry for all the sounds, guys. I hope Phonic clears some of it out because I am clearing some of it out in the old throat section here. I'm just in a bad way. In a fucking bad way. Okay, well, it's not saying anything on my calendar, so I feel like something happened Wednesday, but I have no idea what it was. So, yeah, I called the rental company a few days before, and I was like, hey, I need to pick up the vehicle for 8 o'clock, so can I get, anybody who knows anything about marketing or whatever, or commercials or whatever, advertising, if I said this is a rental company that picks you up, that'll let you know who it was without me naming them. But, so I called them and I said, hey, can I get a ride at 7:30? You know what I mean? I'd like to schedule a fucking, a ride to come get my car at 8 o'clock. And they said, well, we don't schedule them. Just give us a call. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. Give us a call at, 30 minutes before end, so 7:30, and we'll come get you. I go, okay, so I'll call you at 7:30. The guy goes, yeah. And I go, okay, great. Thanks so much. So, wake up at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Start getting myself together. Now, here was the thing. I hadn't packed. I was going to get up, grab the rental car, come back, spend an hour here packing, and then go. Our pick everybody up and drive to Kingston was at like 10 a.m. So I call 7 o'clock, and they say, I call it at 7:30, and it's not open. So already I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I spent half an hour packing. I'm still packing. I'm trying not to do anything like super long because I'm like, well, I'm going to get, picked up at 8 o'clock, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to budget my time. I'm trying to keep things going, pack my tech, pack little things. And then I call at 8 o'clock and I finally get somebody and I'm like, yeah, I need a ride. And they're like, cool, we'll be there in half an hour. I'm like, okay, well, I got half an hour. So I finished my packing, luckily, just in the prep for it. And the guy picks me up. I think I finished at like 8:30. I call them back and go, hey, it's half an hour. Whereas they'd like not say we'll be there in half an hour. They said we will be there within the half hour. So 8:30, I'm like, hey, where's the dude? And they're like, oh, he left 10 minutes ago. He's on his way. Sorry, we're delayed. I'm like, all right, whatever. Guy doesn't pick me up until 9 o'clock. So I have to be at the pickup location for 10 a.m. We end up, the guy, when he picks me up, I get in the car. He, within 1 minute, runs a red light. Not deliberately. He's just not thinking. And as we're driving, I don't see him slowing down this red light. And it's a pretty big intersection. I'm like, it's red, right? He's like slams on the brakes and then reverses back. Like he's halfway through the intersection by the time we stop. And then he just reverses back. And I'm like, oh my God. Then he drives another block or two, goes to pull a U-turn, almost hits an old man on his way around. So I, for the first time in a very long time in a vehicle, am afraid for my life. Because I'm like, this guy's barely paying attention. And he's already run a red light. Like, I don't want to die. I'm mad that you're late, but Jesus Christ, I want to live. You know what I mean? So, gets me to the rental place at 20 after 9. Okay, so granted, I called them a few days before, and they told me to call at 7:30 to get me there for 8. It is now, like, I could have taken a fucking Uber, or Simon was actually dropping Jason and Noreen off at the airport. He could have actually taken me to there, and I would have been there sooner. Anyways. But get this, get there 20 after, they start, checking some of my paperwork or whatever. Then they eventually tell me, oh, we're really busy today. Guy was telling me that shit in the car too. But he's like, really busy today. And so we actually don't have the vehicle for you right now. It's being drove. It's being driven here from another location by that manager. Like, I feel better like that's the manager who's bringing it or something. I give a fuck about that. So the guy finally shows up. It's like 9:45. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Give it to me. Let's fucking go. Like, I'm like, I have to leave town in 15 minutes. All my shit's at home and I have to drive to the pickup location. So I'm contacting my manager the whole time in the morning, like these fucking monkeys. So here's the thing. If I'd been there for 8 o'clock, I'd have been waiting 2 hours for this manager to show up with the fucking vehicle. Like, it was such a shit show from these quacksuckers. So anyways, come on, brain, back on track. Guys, I'm so matted up right now. My sinuses are killing me. Just like a brutal, hot fucking frontal lobe sinus headache. But yeah, so I get the vehicle. It's a big ass it's a Ford Expedition, giant fucking thing. I'm like looking in the rearview mirror, it looks like the back window's like a kilometer away. Like it was big. It was big. And I pick up my buddy Jad, who's not far away. I pick up Jad. Jad's ready to go. Fucking awesome. I drive back to my place. We just load I had my shit. Thank God I had all my shit ready, because otherwise I was expecting to have an hour to pack, whatever. But I come back. I throw my shit in the car. Boom, we're on the road. Drive to the location. Oh, I forgot to mention that two of my colleagues, so there's supposed to be 2 vehicles. The other group of people, David and Annie, 2 wonderful people all the way from Ireland. They're from Ireland, they are. And very sweet couple. I bumped into them at Enterprise, and I was like, oh, you guys are the other drivers? And they're like, yeah, it's nice to meet you. And they were just getting a sedan, though, so they were in their vehicle, and then they left. And I go, well, if their car's here, how the fuck? And they go, no, they got a sedan, and you have the big thing. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I told them, you just do me a favor, let them know that I'm, like, let the team know that I'm coming, Like, I've been communicating with the manager, but I'm like, let them know I'm fucking here. It's not bullshit. I'm here. I'm waiting for a vehicle that's not fucking here. For Christ's sakes. Oh, one sec, guys. I need to drink something. Oh, tease. For me, like, I'm like a shit fucking boyfriend. Or a shit partner. Whatever you want to call him. Romantic interest. I don't fuck with T on a regular basis. You know what I mean? I was going to say, who fucks with T? But like a lot of people like T, fucking whatever. It's more me. You know what I mean? Like, I drink my coffee, I drink my whiskey, but then I get sick, I get vulnerable, and I'm like, come on, T. I know you got good stuff for me. Come calling back. It's like I only eat, good food when I'm sick. The rest of the time, I'm like, give me garbage. But then, like a fucking deadbeat, I come crawling back to tea when I'm sick. I'm like, okay, tea, how are you? Little honey lemon, little licorice tea for the throat. Some honey, yeah. Come on, make me better. You're just here because you're sick. I need you, though. You know I love you, T. You know I love you. You got what I need. Just give it to me. Come on. I'm going to lay in bed with you and get all snuggled up and let's just cuddle. You and me, cup of tea. So that's what's going on with me right now. I wonder if that's a real joke or if that's just something that made me laugh right now. You guys let me know. Should I develop that into a joke? Fucking shit. Anyways, so my point is, I'm still on my way to this fucking meat place. So we get to the meeting place, and it turns out the boss is like, "Hey, you gonna put them? We're not gonna have enough room we're not gonna have enough room. Sorry, we're gonna need you to take everybody. We don't have 2 vehicles." I go, "Yeah, of course you do." They go, "Yeah, but they don't have like a Canadian driver's license, so we don't want to let them drive." And then they let them drive anyways because we didn't have enough fucking room. So that was a big waste of time for nothing. Somebody on the team who was supposed to come just never showed up. It was like saying, I'm on my way. And then eventually he's like, just go. I go, why? And he goes, well, I just messaged her and she said, oh, well, she wasn't sure she'd make it on time. So she just went home. Stupid fucking bitch. I don't think she ever fucking left, to be honest with you. Cause apparently she bailed on the last day, the week prior. I wasn't there, right? I was in, Hamilton with Chad selling cheese to fucking fatties. Sorry. I really do sound like him right now. Just all of that last little bit reminded me of somebody. Anyways, come on, brain. Fuck, I'm so medicated right now. All right. Come on, screen. Come on, I want to see how much time I've been yakking my fucking gab here. 11 minutes and nothing. Okay, well, nothing makes me laugh as much as knowing how stupid I am and how useless everything I say is. But thanks for being here, onesies. I really do appreciate you guys. Fucking Nova Scotia's still killing it. All right, back to the story. Nova Scotia downloads this podcast like I can't even tell you. You'd think that there was a New York City or whatever in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia onesies, please reach out. I would love to hear from you guys. Just know why. Why am I such a hit on the East Coast? All right. So we finally hit the road. We fucking go to Kingston, whatever. We set up the fucking, the activation, right? Tents and all the same shit, making croissant, like just setting it all up. All right, get back to the hotel. We check in, a bunch of us fucking annoying kids. I gotta say, like our team had some good people, but some fucking annoying kids too. Like again, Annie and David from Ireland, adults, hard workers, fantastic. Loved every minute working with them. Excuse me, Jesus. Jad, my partner in crime, solid. He's a fucking klutz sometimes, but he's solid. You watch him go to throw something in a basket and miss, like throw a roll of fucking paper towels on an open flame. I've watched him struggle. Like he goes to the gym all the fucking time, works out. He's a fit dude, but fucking I've watched him struggle trying to like pull Velcro apart. And I'm like, I guess they don't have a machine for that at the gym. But a good dude, good friend. Anyways, yeah, Jad and I were rooming together again. So fucking funny. You fucking kids. Anyways, so night number 1, I went and did my spot at Absolute Comedy. And 3 of the teammates decided they want to come along with, so it's great. Got to come see a show, have some laughs, have a good time. I got to see Kate Davis, phenomenal headliner. She's amazing. She's going to be at Absolute Comedy on New Year's, so here in Ottawa. So check her out if you're in the area. My roommate Kamar was hosting the show. Kamar did a great job. It was nice to see him too. He had a couple days where he wouldn't have to see my fucking face or hear my voice, but, no dice. He's in Kingston hosting and I was there doing grocery store shit. So I jumped on the show and whatever. And then my buddy Paul Belouillet from Montreal. Paul's fucking hilarious. Great job as well. The whole show was fucking fantastic. My colleagues enjoyed it. And then whatever, back to the hotel, sleep. The days were relatively uneventful. I was freezing my ass off. Everyone was freezing. I ended up doing like a couple runs to Costco to get like Lindor chocolates for the activation because we were running out so fast. This sold the store out of them. So we needed more and Costco to the rescue. Nothing fancy there, except driving this goddamn fucking bus around everywhere. This huge Ford Expedition, so big. It was a pain in the ass to park it. It's like even if your nose up to the end of the line, you still got like 2 feet of ass on this thing fucking sticking out into the parking lot. A giant pain in the ass. Giant pain in the ass. What was I going to say? I was trying to think of a fucking situation where I'd need to be able to haul 7 people around all the time. Like, those are guaranteed, those are made for fucking religious families. Be fruitful and multiply. I need 5 fucking kids. So you get so many kids, you're just distracted. You don't even get to look at your problems because you're just so busy raising kids. I should have 5 kids. That way I can't, I'm too busy to even realize all the fucking problems I have. Well, this is a morose podcast so far. Jesus Christ. Guys, I feel so shitty. And just the amount of talking I've done, 12 minutes straight of talking, like the fucking dryness is coming back. I was actually feeling like, okay, I think I could probably talk for half an hour. Like, fuck, it's drying out quick and I'm wasting it on nothing. All right. Let's get back to this goddamn week. The following night we ended late. I actually missed my spot at Absolute Comedy because, we didn't get back in time. But, I think Jad and I were watching like Toys That Made Us on Netflix. We were just hanging out, shooting the shit in our hotel room. We went for dinner at a crepe place the first night. I'm trying to remember where we went the second time. I like hanging with him. There's other people that I work with that I'm like, after a day or two, I'm like, get me the fuck away from this person. I'm probably that to everybody else. But, yeah, I don't mind hanging with Jad. That was cool. Saturday night show I did went very, very well. Annie and David came with us. Well, it's me. Annie and David came with me. I set them up with a little table at 2. They had a nice little date night for themselves. He's a sports therapist. And I don't mean that he's like, helps Biff and Doug understand their feelings from a sports angle, Well, what happens when they hit me? It hurts. But what about on the inside? My dad never loved me. No, it's more of the, he's like a sports injury physiotherapist or whatever. And Annie is a teacher. So they're spending actually a year in Canada. From Ireland, spending a year in Canada. And like a month in each city. So she just got a job apparently out west. So they're actually in Calgary now. But got a job out west. So she's going to be teaching for like 6 months or something like that. And he's looking for work. It was kind of cool. It's a cool little couple. They're engaged and they're traveling around Canada. Good for them. And it was an absolute delight to meet them. But yeah, they came on Saturday. They had a nice little date night. They enjoyed the show. It was great. And yeah, I think on Sunday we just worked. Sunday was brutal. We had to work all day. Luckily, it wasn't fucking negative 30 like it had been the previous days. It was actually like around 0. But we had to work all day, a big long shift, then pack up. The teardown, which takes a few hours, and then the drive back to Ottawa. So I was destroyed. And then come Monday morning, I woke up sick. Not the slightest bit shocked. Like I was feeling a little under the weather on Sunday morning, but like, I don't know about you guys. I'm sure a lot of you, the answer is yes to this, but you ever feel yourself getting sick and not like for like half an hour where you're like, oh, I'm getting like, cause you can get sick real fucking quick, but I'm talking like where you have like a day or two where you're just like, oh, like everything preliminary. I got this like metallic taste to my breath. I feel these little sharp pinches in my lungs when I breathe in, like I'm breathing in razor blades. Your throat's like irritated, but it's not sore. And you're just like, I'm getting sick. Everything's incubating in there and multiplying and spreading. Like, I'm getting sick. I'm fucking getting sick. Well, I was like that for like 3 days to the point where like I was getting sick on Monday. I was getting sick on Tuesday, like way more getting sick on Tuesday. And then I was expecting to record the podcast first thing on Christmas Day. And, bam, woke up fucking full-blown sick. So that's the cutoff point too for the podcast. I'm going to talk like about to the end of Christmas Day. And that was it. So by the way, hat trick, waking up alone on Christmas 3 years in a row, whatever. It's right when you think like, hey, what's worse than just spending Christmas morning alone? Alone and sick. There you go. Third time, put a little extra dollop of fucking whipped cream on top of that sadness parfait. But that was it for me. So Monday, a friend of mine, Sean Chauvet, we go way back, Him and his lovely girlfriend Megan were having a house party or a Christmas party. Festivus, they called it. So I got to see a bunch of people I haven't seen in years. It was absolutely fucking amazing. I got to see my pal Ben. I got to see my buddy Davey. I got to see my friend Rue. I got to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. I got picked a fight with a pretty chick. Par for the course. I don't know. This girl, I won't name her name or whatever, but she was like, it was funny too because I thought she had a good, I thought she was good natured, or she was a good sport. That's what I'm saying. I thought she was a good sport, but she was like starting shit with me, and I ain't having it. All right, pretty people, you think you can start shit with me and I'm going to take it just because I look the way I do? No, sirree. I will put you right in your high horse place. Anyways, yeah, she was just like, it was funny because like there was the mirror on the wall in the dining room where we were sitting. So every time she was talking to someone, she was just staring at herself in the mirror. And then she was talking about how she got like fucking a nose job and how she's had a bunch of work done to her and this and that. And everyone's like, yeah, she's really into like guys with money. I'm like, no shit. She's got to fucking, somebody's got to pay those goddamn surgeon bills. I don't know, man. I don't, whatever. As I get older, I'm trying to accept, I'm one to talk. I don't fucking like my body. I'd change a million things about myself. But, I don't know. I'm always disappointed. Like I'm disappointed in myself for not loving myself more, but, I'm always just like, whenever someone's like, I don't think I could do surgery, but I am straightening my teeth. Isn't that kind of like surgery? It's not cutting anything, but technically I'm changing things about myself because I'm unhappy about them. Thinking about getting laser eye surgery, thinking about getting scalp micropigmentation, and none of those things are going to make me whole as a person, So anyways, whatever. I don't know. I don't walk around staring at myself in the mirror all the fucking time. But it's like the whole time she's talking, she's just staring into the mirror. And a couple of times I'm like, the rest of the table's over here. I'm like, do you want me to put like a fucking, I go, should I hang a blanket on the fucking mirrors like when somebody dies at a wake? Or it was not when somebody dies at a wake. You know what I'm saying. Some wakes, they fucking cover mirrors or whatever. I've heard, I don't know if it was a joke, but I've heard that sometimes they cover mirrors at wakes like that so people aren't, specifically for that reason, so people aren't focused on their own appearance. It's all about the dead, he or she. Sorry. Had to spit. Hey, T, how's it going? I missed you. You don't love me. So, it's fucking hilarious to me. Anthropomorphizing fucking T. Anyways, come on, brain. Oh god, I hope you guys should have me turned up. That buzzing. Yeah. Yeah. The weekend was okay. Fucking frustrating. Stuck in the cold. Dealing with kids, man, let me tell you. I had some friends. We had all sorts of conversations and shit like that too. Like, there was a great young lady there. Don't want to name her name just in case, because I might like kind of half shit on her, but not in a nefarious or malicious way. It's just funny because she's like, we were talking about like, the food stuff. I don't eat this. I don't eat that. She was, I believe, vegan or vegetarian. Sorry. Which I'd love to be. It's going to be one of the things I work on 2020, unlike my vision. But I remember like we were walking to lunch one day. Her, myself, and Jad were taking breaks together. And I was joking, like, I remember like tying like gender and consent and a bunch of things together. But like, I really wish I could remember what I said because you guys would understand what I was saying and get it immediately. But the whole point of the joke that I was making, we were just walking, I was joking about how like, oh, make sure you do this. Oh, that's not this. And every word would like link to another thing, but they had nothing to do with each other. It was literally just a word that triggered somebody. You know what I mean? So it's just like the word. And the whole point of my joke was that like people were bouncing from subject to subjects, even though the statement had nothing to do with that subject. It was just like someone heard a word and then triggered it and then mouth back. And then when I said one about consent, she's like, I don't even understand why people are making fun of it. It's like the whole point. It's a very serious thing. And I was like, that was the whole point. I wasn't even talking about consent, but just the word comes up and people lose their fucking mind. Like, it's like, I'm not making fun of it. Anyways, like I said, if you'd heard the sentence, it was like 4 different things that had like completely different taboo subjects right now, but somehow just like da 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 da. Well, you shouldn't. No, I wasn't saying that about that. That was about. Anyways, you'll just have to take my word for it. But it was funny because she was doing, and she wasn't like doing it in a joking way. Like she wasn't playing along. It was like she didn't get the joke. Was that people just hear a word and it triggers them, even if the person is not talking about that subject or the context, or whatever it is. Like just the word alone will make someone fly off the handle. So it's kind of funny. And I didn't jump down her throat when it happened. I just kind of laughed. I go, nah, it's not what I'm saying at all. Another group of people who've never, oh, where's the red light? Okay. Didn't see the red light. I thought this thing fucking shut off on me. Another group of people who've not heard of the 3 stages of truth. You guys how the fuck does my ignorant ass know that? And so many people don't. Have you guys not heard of the 3 stages of truth? Okay. If you Google like the 3 stages, like of truth is the very first one that comes up. So, it's worded usually somewhere like this, maybe a couple slight word variants. But it's, okay, so the 3 stages of truth, okay, so how something becomes truth is, first is ridicule, the second is violent opposition, and the third stage is acceptance. Kind of like bargaining and shit like that when they get like a terminal disease or whatever, right? It's like denial and then anger and bargaining and then acceptance or whatever. I don't remember the exact order of that one. But yes, ridicule, violent opposition, and acceptance are the 3 stages of truth. So it's very funny to me that like, because I know people are still ridiculing the transgender thing and people are, violently opposed, a lot of anger and fighting and shit like that. And I just like, it's funny to me when people are like, why do they, it's like, cause that's part of it becoming the norm, right? Like nothing in life or society gets to completely sidestep the 3 stages of truth. Like if you want something to be accepted as truth, you're going to have to go through the fucking ridicule. You're going to have to go through the violent opposition. It happened to, to gay people. It happened to, African Americans. It happened to a lot of different people. It happened to race, happened to women. You know what I mean? That women were ridiculed for wanting to come out of the fucking kitchen, and then people were violently opposed to it. And now it's just the truth. We understand these are a lot of things that we were just growing up understanding and accepting as truth. Well, there was a time where it wasn't, and people had to go through that shit. And it's funny to me that anybody would think that they get to just, I'm going to walk past that part of the line. No, you're not. You're going to go through it just like everybody else did. And the fact that it's happening let's put it this way. What I'm trying to say is that positive you can take from it is if you're going through that means you're going through the process of it becoming truth. Here's the thing. When nobody gives a shit and no one's talking about it at all, that's where, you go, oh, fuck, this isn't even close to being accepted because no one's even talking about it, just pretending like it's not there. The ridicule, the violent opposition, unfortunately, it's the 3 stages of truth. But the good news is you're going through it, and you're making it so that other people later aren't going to have to. Sucks, but it's paperwork, That's how it goes. And sorry that I'm a white male and I'm privileged and blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying that there's a lot of things in the world. Like, let's put it this way. We're not fucking talking about animals being given rights, right? Certain ones, if they're pets or whatever, but like, we're talking about like what pronoun a person prefers. But we're not talking about like, hey, why are we eating these things that don't have to die just so that we can eat them? There's lots of things on this planet we can eat other than these. But no one's even talking about, no one's ridiculing the idea of animal rights. No one's violently opposed to the animal rights. In terms of giving them right. Like people are violently opposed to what's going on, but they're not even given the time of day. They're not even going through the 3 stages of truth. You know how far that is? So my LGBT plus community, just know that at least your shit's being processed right now. All right, we've received your application and it's being processed. Please wait 4 to 6 years to see any kind of progress. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I went to this party, got in a fight with a pretty chick because she's full of herself. And I didn't even get in a fight with her. I was busting her balls, but she kept she was drunk. So here's the thing. Half the time she seemed like she was in a good mood. And like I said, being a good sport, kind of fuck with me. I was fucking with her. And then, but she was drinking. So like every now and again, she's like, thanks for pointing out my inadequacies or something like that. Like I was like, you're still staring in the mirror all the time. She's like, thanks for pointing out my inadequacies. I'm like, well, it's not an inadequacy, but she was drunk and pretty person with bad vocabulary. Shocking. Anyways, So, yeah, I thought, and then as the evening was going on, we were having more conversation, shooting the shit about stuff. Like, this is the whole table, right? So, but then, yeah, I spoke to Kamar the next day, and Kamar's ex is good friends with her, whatever. He's like, hey, I heard you got into a fight with blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? How'd you hear? And he's like, oh, I, so and so. So, must have made quite the impression. Fancy schmancy there. Didn't like being fucking mocked. I think she's used to walking in her room and getting all the attention in the way that she wants to get it. Well, not from me. I don't mind pissing off a pretty person. What are you going to do? Not fuck me? Like that was on the table before? I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck at all. Oh, T, come back to me. I would be upset if T didn't want to fuck me. Because I need you so bad, T. I need you so bad. Don't ever leave me. This time I swear I'll make it work, T. When I get better, I'm still going to keep drinking you. I've been sleeping for months on my shoulder in a bad way, and I think it's finally fucked up for good. Like, I'm really careful. Like, I stick it up under my pillow, and then I fucking lean all my weight on it. So I only put like 300 pounds of pressure on my shoulder in the worst possible way. It fucking pops now. Like you're tearing a fucking leg out of a chicken. We just hear that pop when the joint just fucking, Jesus. It's bad. Anyways. All right. So I'm hurting, whatever. But a big thank you to Sean and Megan for having me over. I had a good time at their party. They're wonderful people, wonderful hosts. Always good hanging with them. I look forward to doing our whiskey tastings in the new year. Hey, on the 24th, went to my brother's house. So spent all day trying to get better. Didn't happen. And then what happened? We ordered Chinese food at my brother's house. I was not feeling well, and I felt it sort of come back on. I got to meet my brother's kid for the first time, but I didn't touch him or anything like that because I was sick. I'm not trying to kill a baby. I don't know how you really kick off the end of the year. Not kick off, but shut down. Right? Fucking winterproof, or whatever you say at the end of the year. I don't know how you end the year, but I do it by murdering babies. Guys, I'm running out of energy. Not really energy, just my brain is such a hazy swamp right now. I'm trying to make this entertaining. Not like any of this is worth fucking listening to be honest with you. I know it. But I appreciate those of you that are listening. We had a nice dinner. We played a couple board games, and called it a night. That was basically it. And then, like I said, I woke up the sickest. Like that was Monday, Tuesday was I'm getting sick. Just hit me and let me start moving on, but Sunday or whatever it is, Wednesday, Christmas morning, I woke up full blown sick all day, felt like shit. I went to my mom's for a little meal, and it was just my mom, my dad, and her. It was nice. Oh, I remember what I did on Monday. Sorry, guys. I went and did a tiny bit of shopping, but I went with my dad. We picked up a PlayStation and got him all set up with Red Dead Redemption 2. So it's kind of cool. My dad's getting into that, but he's got a bunch of stuff he's doing. He's moving and whatnot. But when he's all set up, he'll have some pretty bitchin' game to play. He hasn't played video games in like quite a long time. So to come back and see what's been going on there with Red Dead, that's going to be quite the experience for him. It's very, very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how he's enjoying it. But yeah. Anywho, so that's what I got going on, guys. It's the last podcast of 2019. What a year. So many memories. All of them in podcast form, of course, for you guys. I look forward to sharing with you guys some New Year's resolutions and whatnot. I'm going to skip the Absolute Comedy advertisement this week. I don't have a book either read because I was sick. So maybe we'll just go right from the stories to, hey, this is the end of the podcast kind of thing here. Oh, we made it over 33 minutes. How about that? So, yeah, I mean, I've got some New Year's resolutions. I may as well save them for the first episode afterwards. I am headlining Absolute Comedy Saturday night, the 28th, in Ottawa. So headlining the early show, hosting late show, so you could see me running my fucking mouth. So that's tomorrow night. Oh, God, I hope I feel better. tomorrow night at Absolute Comedy in Ottawa. Looking forward to that show. We get to hang out with Nick Reynoldson again. I got an episode with Nick Reynoldson available on One Man Available on One Man Podcast. My interview with Nick Reynoldson. Nick Reynoldson will be there hosting as well, or headlining. I can't remember what he's doing. We're fucking around, but we're having a good time there. So Nick's on the show. Another comic who I can't remember. I know him. I just don't remember who's on the show. But yeah, that's what's going on in Ottawa. I'd love to hear your New Year's resolutions, guys. Contact at onemanpodcast.com. Currently, I would like to make 2020 the year that I go vegetarian. You know, the gym and all that stuff like we all want to do, but I'm serious. Like I'm tired of carrying the extra weight. I'm tired of being alone. I think honestly that the loneliness and everything like that. I mean, I got some good stuff coming up in the near future, but I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. All in and all. Anyways, so yeah. All right, hit me with your resolutions. Love to hear from you guys. Thanks for listening to this goofy ass podcast, and I look forward to chatting with you guys on time next week.